Hello, everybody. I am Marieli Guevara Lopez. I am a Kennedy King recipient for the 2020, and I'm proudly going to Sac State for my BSN program. I am just very excited because Kennedy has given me the opportunity to use my scholarship, not the following semester as I intended, fall 2020, but spring 21. So there was plenty of time for me just to get in and get it going. Everybody knows nursing is very competitive. It's very challenging to get in the program, but it's possible. I am a mom of a teenager. I work full time. It wasn't impossible. So if I can do it, anybody can do it.
I opened my application roughly the same time in November when I was doing my application for the UCs and CSUs. And it was a little overwhelming. I honestly just looked at the application, ran through the checklist, realized what things I need to ask for first, and then I put pause on the scholarship until I applied for the UCs, were just 2 weeks after, and then I picked it back up. But it was really important for me to print it out, to have it physically in front of me so that I know that's something I need to apply for. Otherwise, if you leave it in your email, if you leave it in your Dropbox, you won't apply for it. You need to physically have it present in front of you.
I started a semester early, just researching the various scholarships that were available. And fortunately, Los Medanos College offered a workshop, and I kind of dropped in the workshop and got the information that I needed for the next semester.
This is probably the most important and time-consuming thing. I asked for my letters of rec probably first week of December because I realized that we're going to go through break and it gives time for your faculty or staff or whoever you're asking for to write the letter of rec. It took me 2 months to receive it back, and that's with forwarding emails, bombarding them in their office hours. Hey, how are you doing? Did you get to that letter? Where are we at? And so it's a constant having to remind them. So the sooner the better. Even before I applied for the application or filled my name in the application, I'd made sure to ask for letters of rec. And the more the better. I asked for 5 and I got 2 back. So that's your kind of ratio that you're going to be going for. I asked a combination of previous professors, faculty. I have worked at LMC for a while, so I asked for managers in those positions as well as outside programs that I've worked with. And I received them second week of January. And get a variety of different, don't just focus on your campus. If it's a job, just get a variety, because once you read them and you get them back, some of them you might decide to use, some of them you won't.
I began asking for the letter of recommendations back in early December, 2 months prior to the application deadline. The 3 people I asked were 2 Los Medanos College counselors and my current supervisor.
Talking about myself and honing in on the things that were really relevant, because I have had I've been here for a while. So just really honing in on the things that I considered relevant. The things that I was working on currently that I was passionate about, the things in my life. And I felt that the things that I was most passionate about were my struggles. And I wanted to make my struggles my platform to be able to continue my education, to do something about those things that were in my past that were struggles for me, because as a formerly incarcerated African-American woman, I had a lot of opportunity and I wanted to utilize it.
When they asked me about volunteering, I really had to think deeply about that one, because even though I do some of it, I wasn't really paying attention as volunteering. It's just something that I do and I want to do. And just be yourself and genuinely write about you and your aspirations for the future, and just put your heart in it and it'll show. It is really hard to put your life story into paper. There's so many details that you want to add. Just try to put what's most relevant and what really shows your personality, the things you've accomplished, the obstacles you've overcome. Just make a list and select the best ones. But also, you need feedback from other people, making sure that your writing is nice, grammatically correct, all those little details that we miss on sometimes. You just want other people to give you feedback. And I personally gave it to people who know me, like my brothers, other family members. They reviewed it, make sure it looks okay, and it shows who I am.
What I found very difficult throughout the application process was the essay portion. It was uncomfortable and hard to share my story and the impact it made in my education. I found myself stuck and decided to utilize the Reading and Writing Tutor Center at LMC. And then during my tutoring session, I remember just letting go this weight I had on myself on my in my story, and my tutor understood that, and I was able to actually put out the information I needed to continue with my essay.
It takes time. It takes such a long time. I applied to 40 different applications. By far, this is the top 3 that it takes time. You know, to getting it together, I had to sit down with the scholarship coordinator a couple times to get it right. Between unofficial and official transcript, there's a certain guideline and a checklist that this scholarship asks for. So you just want to get it ahead of time.
Having confidence in myself and the things that I had overcome, and not being ashamed of who I was, because the things that had challenged me became my greatest asset. And the Kennedy King Scholarship was a platform for others like myself that had challenges and difficulties. Be confident.
I prepared my interview with a couple of people at my campus, specifically with the career and enrichment programs, and they deal with helping you get a job. So I did a lot of mock interviews.
I am a terrible public speaker, and I know it. I just stop a lot. I have to really think about what I'm going to say. But one of the things I did, it's a strategy from the speech class. You record yourself, or you look at yourself in the mirror and you pretend that you're actually in that interview. Just make sure ahead of time you leave everything ready, what you're going to wear. For us women, we always are so mindful about what we're going to wear. Am I going to look okay? Am I going to be comfortable? Just have everything ready and focus on your words. Your eye contact has to be good. The words you select also, you have to be very clear about what you want to say. I know you can be very confused or nervous, like happened to me. It could be anybody, but just practice. Look at yourself in the mirror, record yourself, and just tell them who you are. They just want to get to know you.
One thing that I would recommend is I had a group of fellow students that were applying to UCs and state schools. Not all of us were applying for the Kennedy King Scholarship. Some of us didn't even know that the Kennedy King Scholarship was being shown at LMC. And so we all got together and helped each other during this application. We reviewed each other's essays. We reviewed each other's checkpoints. So it was about a group of 8 of us that applied for the scholarship. And that makes it easier. It brings community in a scholarship is just a lot of essays. It's a lot of essays. And I'm not a very strong writer. So it was great to have other perspectives before I even showed it to a teacher or a tutoring center. So if you find community in not only applying for this scholarship, but for all scholarships, it's not as intimidating, or it's not as lengthy as it would see if you look at a checklist.
Please take time with your essay and pour your heart into it. Also, be sure to utilize the many services provided throughout your campus, including meeting with your counselors, tutoring services, and scholarship application workshops, because all of those programs or resources are there for a reason to help you succeed within this application process.